Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, John, aka Astro Comics, and today we're back with a new review. Today we're reviewing Punisher Born, or just Born, depends on how you say it. This is a 4-issue miniseries written by Garth Ennis and drawn by Derek Robertson. Released for like the Marvel Max, which is like this adult-oriented series by Marvel. Their most well-known comic is Punisher Max. And DC has a similar thing. I'm not sure how it's called. I think it's DC Dark or something. I read this yesterday. It's basically like the Punisher backstory and everything, like when he was in Vietnam. We'll get over everything. But yeah, let's get into it. So this comic takes place in Vietnam. And I actually reviewed a comic that also takes place in Vietnam a few months ago. 68 it's called. Definitely check that comic out. It's very good. But yeah, and we follow this like platoon of soldiers led by Captain Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. You all know that the Punisher was serving in Vietnam, and some other stories it's Iraq or some other wars. In a few years we're probably going to see him in like war in Ukraine or something. But yeah, and we see what he was doing in Vietnam, before his family was murdered. Not really a spoiler, everybody knows that. We see how he was. And it seemed like from the start he was fucked up. And we actually follow this guy called Stewie Griffin, just kidding. But yeah, we kind of see his inner monologue and everything, what are his thoughts on Frank. And we see a lot of fucked up shit Frank does in Vietnam. It's not nice. But yeah, the first issue we actually see, Frank leading a platoon, at their base. And this general or commander, I'm not sure what he is. I'm not very good with military stuff. I do like Call of Duty though. But yeah, this general comes and he's like, this place is fucked up. Also, they swear in this comic. They swear in Marvel? No way. But yeah, they do. And he's like, I'm gonna shut this place down. And Frank is like, yo, General, come to see this place a little bit better, stand on this. And the General stands on some kind of platform. And he literally gets shot by a sniper. And we start to see from issue 1 that Frank is not good. Not good at all. He is mentally bad, he enjoys killing. This is like his third tour in Vietnam. So he clearly enjoys this. The second issue is the worst one for me just because it makes me feel uncomfortable. So basically we see Frank and the platoon, go out scouting or something, and they get attacked by Viet Cong. And it's actually their first KIA, killed in action. A few of them die, and eventually they catch one of the Viet Cong, who is a woman. And we see her tits, I'm not gonna show that we see her tit, one of them. And what do you think they do to the woman? This is the 70s, by the way, I think. Yeah, 70s. What do you think they do? They rape her. Yeah, we see it all. This is written by Garth Ennis, so, expect a lot of that. I'll explain who he is and his work in a minute, but, it made me feel uncomfortable. I didn't like it. And after that, Frank kills the woman in front of everyone, and he's like, no rape, I'm fine with that. But then, the guy who was raping her, he goes to wash himself in the river, and Frank literally follows him and drowns him. And Stewie sees it all. It's messed up, man. I didn't like it at all. So yeah, then we have issue 3, and I can't actually remember what happens in issue 3, really. I think in the end of issue 3, they actually get attacked by the Viet Cong, and the base fucking gets fucked up. Nice art, though. There's a lot of gore, and I do like that. Derek Robertson is a very good gore artist, it seems. This is my first time seeing his work, by the way, so Fourth and final issue, we basically see the base continue getting attacked and everything. It's chaos, everyone are fucking dying. And one of Stewie's closest friend, I think his name is Angel or something, he's a black guy, he also gets killed. And then another guy is like, straight up grabs him and is like, where is your N-word boy? And not just any N-word, he says the hard R, man. Like, can white people write just N-words like that? I don't know, I never wrote someone saying the N-word. No, I didn't really like the story. I don't know, man. I know, obviously it's Max, so it's supposed to be dark. And it's Punisher. Punisher's stories are always dark. But this was too much. I did not like it. It was still good, don't get me wrong. I just wasn't the biggest fan. However, there are still some interesting concepts. For example, when Stewie and Angel are talking, Stewie's like, I'm gonna get back, maybe go to college or something. I'm not sure if he's in college, I'm gonna have a girl and everything, maybe even have 2 sons or something. And Angel is like, man, you're gonna go back, have a nice life, have your girl spread pussy for you. He does say that, quoting him. And he's like, I'm gonna go back to the ghetto, and I'm gonna see death again. It's horrible. And it's interesting because there are two types of people in war, you know. This is when actually learned that. You know, there are people who are gonna go back home, have a nice life and everything, and there are people who are gonna go back to their shitty home, neighborhood, or whatever, and it's basically gonna be war for them again, survival and everything. It's horrible. Now, Garth Ennis, you probably know him the best for writing Punisher Max, Punisher's most famous story that I have not read, but I'm gonna have to. But if I didn't like this one, I don't think I'm gonna like that either. I'm gonna see. And his most popular work is The Boys, the comic, which was adapted into the extremely popular TV show that you may or may have not watched. The comics aren't good, let me tell you that. Now the art, as I mentioned, it is very interesting. You know, some faces are a little bit messed up, but I think it's pretty good. There's a lot of gore, a lot of blood. You see a lot of bones flying around, a lot of people getting shot in the neck and everything. It's good, but I think it's a little bit too simplistic. Like, I don't know. The cover arts look great, don't get me wrong, but everything else, I don't know, it's just too simplistic, but still nice. But now for the final rating. For the final rating, I'm going to give Punisher Born a 6.9 out of 10. It's not a 7, you know. It's still a nice comic, you know, maybe just not for me. Entertainment is subjective after all. But if you want to know more about the Punisher and his backstory, obviously go check this one out. It's only 4 issues, so you're going to burn through it easily. But yeah, 6.9, you know, those are just my thoughts. Maybe I wasn't the biggest fan, maybe it's too dark for me. But yeah, this was it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to click that like and subscribe button to never miss a new review. This is Astro Comics signing off. See ya.